Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you're watching this video. This is not going to be a long video because it's 3:30 in the morning. I'm currently at a receiver here in Minnesota, but I wanted to kind of touch on a topic for 2023 and talk to the person that's either really struggling right now or thinking about becoming an owner-operator. In no way is this directed at anybody except for what I just stated. I'm sure this will ruffle some feathers, and that's fine because I really believe in this, and I believe it's why I'm successful, and I know that you can be successful too, even if you are struggling right now. There's one thing you need to change, and I'll explain what that is. So what's this one thing I talk about? Well, it's Mindframe. It is positivity. It is understanding that you are in control of a lot of things, but you're also not in control of a lot of things. And you need to learn how to control the controllables and let the things that you have no control over just go. Quick backstory. When I wanted to become an owner-operator, I sat on it for a long time and allowed it to marinate. I actually didn't pull the trigger times that I thought I was going to purchase a truck. I waited a long time. Every time I talked to people, like my family members or other friends that I had, they all were like kind of fear-mongering me into not making this leap. Telling me I was going to go bankrupt, telling me there was no money in being an owner-operator, that you were married to the truck, which is kind of accurate. It takes up a lot of your time, even when you're supposed to be at home. But I didn't jump on it for a while, and I waited probably another 2 years before I eventually made the leap. And I wish I wouldn't have had waited those 2 years, because I think I would be farther along in my process. Now, things happen in those 2 years that maybe would have caused me to go back to being a company driver. And real quick, there's nothing wrong with being a company driver. I just wanted more freedom in my life. I wanted the ability to say no. I wanted the ability to essentially create my own business and then take time off when I wanted to. I just wanted the freedom, and I wanted all the headaches, all the stress, all the time, all the effort that it does take to be successful in this industry. And I really believe anybody can do it. If I can do it, I am not special in any way. I just have a very good thought process. And part of that thought process is not being average, not striving for mediocrity. I've always been driven to go above and beyond, except for one area in my life, and that's school. I freaking hated school. I did not apply myself. I didn't work as hard as I should have. And you know what? Now that I'm 42 and I look back, it really cost me some very good opportunities. So yeah, I've always been driven to do better, to be the best. Now maybe that's because of my background in sports. I never had a coach that told me, "Oh, just go out there and be average, Scott. Go out there and try your best." They did say try your best, but I knew what that meant, because over the years I had one hockey coach for 4 years. I had another one prior to him for 2.5, 3 years. So they really instilled this drive of strive to be the best at everything you do. Now, like I said, I wish I would have listened to him about school and my scholastic career, but I didn't. But I applied it in many other areas of my life. And I truly believe having that mindset of you can overcome anything and you can be the best at what I try and do is something that's really propelled my success as being an owner operator. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of downs. There's a lot of stress in becoming an owner operator. But the things that I've overcame as a young owner operator, 2 years, and the stress that I have encountered by being an owner operator, what this business gives me in freedom completely outweighs everything that I just previously talked about. And I do believe that anybody can be successful at this. Now, you have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to sacrifice the things you have to sacrifice. And maybe right now isn't the right time. And let's say you did it. And maybe right now just isn't the right time. Maybe you have young kids at home. Maybe you have a wife that really wasn't on board. Maybe you are just went in head first without really knowing the industry. Well, you're going to have more of a difficult time than somebody like me that had well over 20 some years in the industry when I finally made the decision to become an owner operator. But it doesn't mean you have to fail. I don't know about you, but my parents kind of taught me, and people to be honest, one of my principals in school, because I used to get in some trouble in school, used to tell me, you are who you hang out with. I really believe that. And you also kind of have a warped sense by the things you listen to and the things you watch. If everybody is giving you negativity and everything you watch is negative about this industry, high fuel prices, well, that's something you can't control, but you definitely can control your miles per gallon. So do something different to your truck to get better fuel economy. Maybe drive slower. Brokers playing games all the time. They're keeping all the money. Instead of you maybe going out and securing your own customers where you can eliminate that broker. These are all things that you are in control of, right? And if all you do is listen to the naysayers and all the negativity, I'm sorry, but that's what you're going to experience, because that's what you are allowing to be inputted into your brain. And that's what you are allowing your opinion of this industry to be. And I can only speak for my experience, but I can also speak for a couple of other people that I know are owner operators and run very successful companies. They have multiple trucks. They're small fleets. I know, other one truck, one trailer owner operators like me that are leased on to carriers that are super successful. There's a reason for that. It's because we did our due diligence. We found good carriers to lease onto. We thought, hey, you know what? We're starting something new. Maybe we don't go out and get our own authority right now. Not that there's anything wrong with doing that. If you want to hit the ground running, by all means, hit the ground running and go out and get everything that you want to get. I have no problem with that. What I struggle with is there are some people that give a wrong impression of what this is. And first and foremost, what this is a business. In my mind, first and foremost, I'm not a truck driver, number one. I'm a business owner, number one. And I need to think like a business. I need to operate like a business. I need to take the punches like a business takes. I need to be able to ride the waves like a business. I'm not going to sit here and complain about what businesses go through, because there's millions of businesses that are so successful that actually deal with more restraints in being successful than I deal with. Now, that's not to say that they have as much oversight that the trucking industry has, but they have, in my opinion, some bigger hurdles to overcome than, say, somebody like me that started a business with one truck and one trailer. Learn to become very disciplined. Because if you're not disciplined in your life right now, you're not going to be disciplined as a business owner. If you're not good with money right now, you're probably not going to be good with money as a business owner. And you might be broke all the time. You might be out here working your tail off for nothing, for table scraps. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to operate that way. Surround yourself with people that understand the value of a dollar and understand financial responsibility. And you'll start to pick things up, and you'll implement them in your business and in your life, and you'll surpass what you thought you could achieve. Like I said, I don't believe I'm special in any way. Not at all. Do I live in a decent freight market? I do. But as a business, if I operate in a bad freight market, just like businesses that make very tough business decisions every day, maybe you have to move. And I'm not saying you should pick up your family and move, but that is a way for you to operate your business better. You know what I mean? Instead of always complaining about the negative side of this, because there are. I mean, this is not a glorious lifestyle by any means. Like, it's not. It's a hard lifestyle, but it's something that I really love, and I feel like at times it comes under a lot of scrutiny and a lot of attack. But then I talk to the people that are in my circle that are very positive thinkers, that are very successful human beings, and we just don't share the same opinions as these people over here. Why is that? I really think it's mindset. I really think it's the way that I operate on a day-to-day basis, not only as a business owner, but in my life. There's things that are going to happen in my life that I just have absolutely no control over. Am I going to allow those things to bring me down and make me miserable? Absolutely not. I won't allow that to happen to me. And I know we all are capable of that. So, make a long story short, is being an owner-operator easy? Absolutely not. Do you sacrifice a lot? Absolutely. Is there times you as a business might not make money because the expenses exceed the revenue? Yes, there are times that happens. Happened to me 3 times last year. There was 3 months where my business was in the red, a few $1,000s, because my maintenance costs were just so high. But the overall experience was very good. And that's because, there's people that, I'll just be honest, I think there's people that might have thrown in the towel that went through a lot of what I went through in 2022, and yet I'm still here, and I'm not bragging, stronger than ever. I spent more on maintenance than I did on my freaking truck, and I'm still here thinking about buying a new truck with cash. You know what I mean? There's a reason that I'm still here, and I firmly believe it's because of who I surround myself with, who my mentors are, what I allow to be inputted into my new business framed mind. If you're negative and everything's negative, I want nothing to do with you. I don't want to do anything with you in life, and I don't want to do anything with you in business, because that's like a cancer. And I'm not trying to make light of cancer. My grandmother had cancer. I know people that have cancer, but it's a battle. And you see some people that don't allow their diagnosis to bring them down. They're some of the most amazing people, because essentially they have a death sentence and they don't allow it to affect them. Maybe they do behind closed doors, but not when they're out with family, not when they're at their jobs. You know, they're inspirational. And I don't have time for the negativity in my life. So, if you're struggling right now, maybe change what you're inputting into your mind, and maybe change the circle you run with. Doesn't mean things are always perfect, but what it does mean is when those unperfect things happen, or those days, weeks, months, quarters happen, you know how to overcome them instead of sitting in your sorrow. Like I said, if you want to become an owner-operator, or you're struggling right now, do things that make you feel uncomfortable. Don't allow yourself to be sucked in by negativity. Understand that there's ebbs and flows to this industry. Understand what you are first and foremost, and you are a business. And business requires very, very tough decisions. You know, honestly, like parenting. Parenting is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I have 2 girls and a stepson, and it is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. But now that my children have gotten older, off at college, older or younger ones in high school, the stepson graduates this year, when I see where they're going and the direction they're going in their life, I think, wow, I did something right. Well, you know what? I didn't do it alone. I did it with a lot of help. I did it with a lot of positive reinforcement from other parents. You know, some sports parents, because my kids are athletes. And, you know, like my mom and dad laughing at me saying, oh, we've been there, we've done that. And using their wisdom to get me through the tough times of being a parent. I think you can take all that and mold it into a strong a strong personality, a strong mindset, and you can then take that from your personal life to your business life. Anyways, hope everybody has a great day, and until next time, you know what it is. Keep on trucking.